Okay, we're back. Cleaning done. Hands get nice and red from all the cleaner. Rag's filthy as hell. That one's not being used no more. Use this one. Okay, so there's what the bores look like right now. See how shiny they are? So I'm going to clean them some more. So I'm using my CRC as a cleaner. Like that. Wet. Get nice, good clean action going in here. You can see how it's kind of brown a little bit in the cleaner. Hand looks good, but you can see a little dullness in there. So that's the first stage of cleaning that. This rag's pretty dirty, so we're just knocking off the heavy stuff. Alright, that's the first one. Do the next one. Same thing. Like I said, some guys like using brake clean, go through a couple cans or whatever, clean them. But if you still get black coming off, it's still dirty. Quit getting black, then you're good. Now the smoother the finish is, the less grit it holds, so easier it is to clean. Alright, pull out a clean towel here. Let's see how dirty this one is. Bores, now it's brown or black looking in there. That's a good sign. There's a towel looks like. A little bit there, not too much. Get this one again. Most of that's just liquid, but see it's not coming off too much filthy crap on that. Oh, hand sore. Alright, bores are getting pretty shiny in there. Okay, one more time. It's the last go around. Again, it's nice and clean. You don't see no grit, no discolorization or anything in there. Just see nice and clean bores. Still coming up pretty clean. There, last one on this one. Ah. Wears you out doing this. These things are heavy. Alright. So it's getting all wet. You don't really see much dark on this thing. It's just wet. Alright. Keeping this one off to the side. Final wipe down. You want to keep a lint off too as best you can. So there's what it looks like now. See how shiny it is there. It's not a mirror finish, but it's clean. If you use that real fine stone and let it do a full job, it'll come out pretty much a mirror finish almost. You definitely can see yourself. Not crystal clear, but you can definitely see yourself. It only works if you got chrome rings and you run the piss out of it. It'll break in with that, but other than that, it doesn't break in too good anymore. All right, there you go. Whew. Wear you out. We're out of time. I got about 15 more minutes, so. All right. Okay, that's done. So I think I'm gonna have time to maybe put these all the way on tonight. We'll see. Okay, these are our rings. Haven't been opened yet. Probably going to put this information about bore clearances. I doubt it. Yeah, feel free to read those if you want to. Okay, there's your oil ring rails, spacers. The shining ones are top, the dark ones are second rings. So take those, goes in like this, squeeze them a little bit like this. They push in, push down evenly, and pull up over evenly. That keeps you from bending the ring. If you warp the ring, you bend it, it's a big spring, it doesn't seal correctly. And you take your nice clean piston we already cleaned, square up your ring, and you look at your gap. So when you can see a big massive gap like that in there, you know it's pretty big. So I just grabbed my 6-inch scale, which is, these are about 16, 17 thousandths. Oh, I thought that was bigger than that. Okay, well that doesn't want to go in there, see? So that means it's less than what we need. It only looked like it was big. Yep, see, it doesn't fit in there. Okay, now if you pick up from this side, you can bend the ring. You pick up from this side, you don't do much damage. Squeeze the ring slightly, take some load off the cylinder, if you can, so you don't mark it up too bad. Oop, camera a little bit smaller. It's fun doing this with one hand. Okay, it doesn't fit either. So it looks like we're going to have to do a little ring filing. So we'll have to do that another day. I got time to file the rings, I ain't got time to put the motor together. Okay, looks about the same gap. Yep, not fitting. Oop, almost, there it goes. That's too tight, see? That should fit in there nice easily with some gap to it. Now the harder you ring the harder you run this motor, the more ring gap you need. It's all about the heat. If these things get hot and expand, and they don't have room to grow, they lock the ring up in the bore and it eats up the bore and doesn't seal. There you go. And you want the second rings to be looser than the top rings, preferably. Okay, we got the filers a little bit, so you come down and get the ring filer. Yeah, it was down here someplace. There it is. I see the handle. It looks like this. So it has a diamond coated disc in there that you rotate. So you push the rings against these posts right here, which squeeze them together equally. But if you walk the ring this way or this way, it makes it not quite square. It'll cut like this. So you have to keep the ring square. You just crank it with your handle. So there you go. Pretty straightforward. We don't need too much. And you got to deburr the ring a little bit after you're done also, which we will be doing with a honing stone. Okay, put that right there. This is a honing stone. It takes the burrs off the rings and doesn't take much off at all. Side. Okay, so rings go right on this here. There you go. We can see it. Yeah. There you go. Alright, it's the dark ring, which is the second ring. So I'm going to do it first. So this here, you squeeze it a little bit with your finger like that as you shove it in. Makes it easier to work with. And you got to hold the two ends of it down with the other two fingers that you're not doing anything else with. Give it a few strokes like that. Come back and look sure that the ring is being cut square. I don't want to rotate it too much like that, it bends the ring. So that way, that looks pretty good. So we can go back to our motor over here. Check our gap. See how much we did. You want to wipe off the grit and stuff so we don't have to transfer that to your cylinder too bad. That's nice and loose, see? So there's our gap. Goes all the way against the bore, it's not tapered. We've got lots of clearance, see? So that's no problem. Top ring, we're a little bit tighter than that. So that one's good to go. We just have to deburr it. Okay, so now if you want to come up with if you want to pull up on the top, here use it both thumbs, come up equally. Bring it up and squeeze and pull out. It's more dangerous that way, but it's easier on the bore. Okay, so that one's good to go. Now here's our sanding stone. So what you want to do is you have little burrs here on the side right here. So you just want to put a little pressure on it, right on the tips, a few strokes. Flip it around, do the other side. There you go. See how the ring's grinding more on the outside than the inside? First time I had it up against the side of the bench here, so it was hitting on it, but so you just go like that. Don't get too carried away. Now if you take a file and file these things here, and you put a 45 on the outside edge, you just made the gap bigger by whatever that chamfer was. So you don't want to do that. So I just wipe the grit off with my fingers like this, and that ring's good to go. You want to make sure it's still lined up perfectly true this way. If it's twisted like this at all, you got to straighten the ring. So that one's good. Okay, this is our other one. We're going to do the same thing to it. So you do exactly the same thing. So make sure it's nice and ground evenly. We can go ahead and jump ahead here a little bit and just do this right now. Oop. Wipe it off. And check our bore. Some loose. Squeeze, pull out. Okay, these are our top rings. These we got to do a little more. You got to do the same amount off of them. Now they'll be a little bit tighter because they're a little bit tighter right now. So I'll do the same amount of cutting. So theoretically, we should be a couple thou tighter than the other ones when we're done. Check the gap, looks good. Ideally, we might have to hone it again, we'll see. Yep, see how it's still tight. See, now we're almost to where we were before on the other ring. I purposely didn't take very much because I want to sneak up on it, not cut too much at one time. So let's go back and forth like this. There it is. You want to make sure it goes all the way against the cylinder. See, it's loose, you can see it falls out. And we have this much clearance in it, so it's tighter than the other one. Now it'll be, if the ring is not filing square, like they don't always do, so that means this gap here would not look perfectly straight all the way in. It gets tight against the bore. The ring will still have the same problem. It doesn't matter if it's tight in one little spot or the whole thing. So that's why you want to make sure that the whatever you're measuring with goes all the way against the bore. See, there's no tight spot in there. Okay, so we got the top ring done. We got about an idea of how much we had to take off, so we can jump in real quick and take that exact amount off. We're close to it. Or we can take it slow and easy again. Whenever you think you're doing the correct thing, you go too fast, and a lot of times you cut way more than you want to. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, so we can go do this one, same thing again. I give it a couple extra strokes. I think I went 5 times on it that time. I think I went about 7 or 8 on the other one total. Okay. It goes in all the way, but it's not falling. It's right there. So that means I missed it by 1 turn, maybe 2 turns. So we have to give it just a little bit more. So we'll give it 2 turns. I'm going to deburr it down here. You hear that high spot when you first move it. And it works pretty freely after that. You feel it, make sure there's nothing that you can feel. If it's a sharp edge there, you'd catch it, or burr. Wipe it off real good. All the way in, little clearance, drops right down, so now it's loose. Okay, so now the ring is fitted. Now you want to see the damage you did to your cylinder? Right there, you see those marks? Those scratch marks. Also, you got a little bit of dirt there. Take that off. Wipe them off all the way around because we already knew they were clean. And most of it comes off, you don't even see it, but there are just a little bit of marks in there. Alright, so that's how you do that. Alright, so tomorrow we're going to finish this up tomorrow. For now, we're done with these. And these are already all clean. Make sure you cover them up to keep the crap off of them. I think I'll use my clean towel over here though. Always cover up your stuff when you're done with it. Now we do have time to load the pistons up though. Okay, this takes wire locks in here, which are right here. Wiseco makes the piston, see? That's why I use the Wiseco locks. Okay, these are the heavy-duty Harley style ones, which I don't like. They're way thicker than you need. Just makes them hard to put in. I like the thinner ones, they go in a lot easier. Oh, we didn't check our O-ring rails. They're always good. O-ring rails are always fat. See the big gap on that thing? Huge. See right there? Look at it from the side, you can see it there that way too. I do these 2 at a time. Doesn't matter if they overlap. I mean, if they're on top of each other, they can't overlap, obviously. I'll try to make these more even so we can see them better. Still see the gap in there. It's pretty big. Alright. Okay, now we gotta put these wire locks in here. And you can see that hole right there. That's before you get underneath, you to pick them out. So I try to put them in there halfway easy. A lot of times these things fight you quite a bit. Okay, got our tools. Okay, so what I do is you push it in a little bit. Now these have to go way deep in there, so what I do is I put the ring in there. You use your thumb to compress it as you go around the hole. So you can either go like this or you can go like this. It's up to you which way you start. Depends on which way you can push the hardest, because these things are pretty hard to put in. Now this one here, if you want, it's such a deep piston. You can go ahead and stagger a little bit like this. You can go ahead and just push it straight in, just like putting the rings in a cylinder. Push it on down in there a little ways. That makes it real easy to do it. Then you rotate it over. Use a screwdriver to push it a little bit at a time. See, once you get the tips in there where they belong. See the tips in there? Oh, the camera's picking that up yet. I can't see the camera. You can take your wrist pin, put it from the other side, and just run it on in there. It'll shove the clip in. Put your finger over there, or hand, so you don't lose the clip. See, put the clip in there, but we can do it again. Okay, now it's in there hard. You're hitting hard against it. So now the clip is in there all the way where it belongs. You look in there and make sure it's seated all the way. You can hear it hitting a good solid bump, so you know it's in there all the way. See, it would not make that noise if it wasn't seated 100%. This wrist pin has a taper on it, and it hits on the inside of the radius of the snap ring here. It actually expands it out. The harder you hit it, the more it moves it out, makes it tighter. A circlip style, you hit it, it knocks it out. That's why these wire locks are better. Okay, now this one went on which side? This one went on this side. So when I do this piston, I'm going to do it on the opposite side. We're doing the same thing. We're just going to push it in there. So having these real deep bores makes this real easy to do. These you don't have anywhere near that room, so you have to compress that yourself, which is a lot harder. Okay, once you get the tips in there, same deal, take the wrist pin over. Hear it pop. It's got a solid hit now, see? When we first hit it, it didn't have that noise. It went blip, 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 and then bang, bang, bang. Okay, you look at it, make sure the clip's all the way in there. See how it looks good? So we know it's in there. Okay, that was easy. Okay, we got 5 more minutes. Okay, so now we take our rings here. Now you never want to put the rings on the thrust faces or on the wrist pin faces. So this is wrist pins here, where the wrist pin goes, and this is thrust faces, front and back. You always want your ring gaps on the 45, so that means in between those two areas. So you got these 4 spots all the way around. So the first thing you do is you put the O-ring rail in there. Now you just wrap it around, and hurt anything. Okay, I usually put it like right here, see the gap? When you take this ring over here, you go 90 degrees over, get the bottom one in there, hold it with your thumb. Make sure that gap is over here where it's out of the way. Stand up a little bit, it's easier on the back. So then you just wrap this thing around like this. Hold your thumb on it, bring it around. You just kind of pull this back a little bit with your finger over here. Now you can drag this thing all the way across, or you can pinch it with your finger and pick it up, and slide it all the way over. Pop it in. So you got a gap right here, gap right here. Okay. This gap here is where the ring gap is. I want to go 180 over to this side, put this one in it. So you just wrap this thing around the ring like that. Don't bend any more than you have to. This is steel ring, so it's very flexible and springy. Goes right back to where it starts at. When you're all done, it should be nice and free floating, like that. And we'll do the same one on this one. Same thing. Doesn't matter which way this goes, top or bottom. Makes no difference. See how it scratches when you don't hold it? Nice and snug. There you go. Free floating. Okay, now these rings here are very important. You do not wrap these. If you wrap this ring, it'll bend and stay bent. Okay, you got second top. Now the second ring is going to have some kind of a spot on it that has a dimple or something that you should be able to find. That means it goes up. In this case, the dimple's right here. Really hard to see it, but it's right there. Okay, that goes up. So make sure it goes up. Now this one here, what we do is we're going to put this on there. We're going to spread it with our thumb like this and roll it and push it over the piston. Don't bend the ring. If the ring becomes bent, it's no good. It will not seal. If you wrap it, you'll bend it like a corkscrew, it'll be junk. Okay, we got a gap right here, so we turn it 90 degrees, and we're going to put this ring right in here. Now don't wrap it, remember? So you put the ring down here. You put the butt of the ring in the groove, push here, pull out with your thumb at the same time as you wrap it around. So you get there over there a little bit. There, put it in there like that. Now when you get to this point, you just kind of bring it around evenly. Don't bend it though. You're pulling out as well as down. Now if you want to expand it out a little bit further to make it easier, you can. Once you get about there, it gets pretty hard. Then you just kind of bring it around. Hear it going around. It drops in, see? Now if you didn't bend it, it'll be nice and free on here. And these gaps should be even with each other. Should drop right in the bore. See how it drops right in the piston there? Trying to. See how it drops all the way around? Like that. That means you're not bent. Now if you got a little bit of tweak into it, if it's tweaked just a little bit, you can bend it back and forth here a little bit, but not if you don't need to. This is good, I'm not going to do anything to it. Okay, here's your top ring. Top rings don't usually have any markings on them. It looks like there's a little dot, something right there, so put it up. So this is a pressure backed ring. Yep, it is. See, the ring actually has a sharp edge here and a dull edge on top. That's why there's a dot on it. That goes up. Same thing, you put it in a ring groove right there and just roll it around. See, right like that. This time you're on the top ring. Now these are a little bit sharper in your hand. This is a tougher ring. Yeah, it's tough, all right. I'm gonna roll. I have to open my thumbs up. Ah, damn, those are hard to your thumbs. Yep. Push it over. Okay, yeah, ring's nice and free. See, this ring's a lot flatter than the second ring. Second ring has a little bit of something to it, but it's pretty free. Trying to figure out. It looks like it's hanging up here on the top a little bit. The second ring. There it goes. You just lightly twist the second ring down. See, now it drops like the top ring now. A little bit. Okay, so we have no gap here. No gap over here, 180 apart. There you go, rings are all on there. They all rotate smoothly. That piston's ready to be loaded. Okay, there's our dot right on top. And if you go quick with it, it goes easier. There's that dot right there again. Those are hard on your thumbs. This one doesn't want to go in because it's tight. There it goes. Popped out. Okay, how'd I do this time? See how the second one grabs a little bit again? Which one is it? I think it's the same one again. Don't know. Something's sticking. It's not enough to really worry about, but I'm picky. It's such a little amount I can't tell which part of the ring is sticking. Let me just stick it on this part. Nope. Yep. It's just enough that's bothering me. See, top ring's real good. Second ring, it keeps pining up a little bit. I have to figure that one out. Looks like one's one way and one's the other way. Now, the more you dick around, the worse you can make this thing, so there we go. Yeah, it was over here. There you go. Oh, it's dropping, see? Drop, drop, drop. There you go. Once I found the spot, it worked good. So you can very easily make it worse. Okay, that one's all loaded too. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow on those. Gotta get out of here. Oh, I'm 5 minutes late. Oh well, the bent ring slowed me down. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow.